Alright guys, welcome back. CFP here, and this is Survival Living. So today we have another weekly prep. We got a couple things to go over. First, my coffee cup is in the way, and yes, this is channel merchandise. No, you do not need this to survive. Now guys, I'm going to go ahead and go over this article with you. I was reading in my newsfeed this morning, and I'll pop it up here for you. Bay County, Florida, that is where I am at. After coming out on the other side of Hurricane Michael and the COVID-19 pandemic, the local restaurant industry was hit with worker shortages, supply shortages, and inflation. Now guys, we've talked about this on this channel, about this giant medium wage jump up that they're going to be doing. It's just going to make the price of everything else go up. Now with that, sure, your wage will go up, everything else will go up. So technically, we're all still making the same amount of money as we did before. Technically, that's correct. What people are not looking at is everybody that has a retirement plan, 401k, money in your savings account, all your money just lost value. Yeah. When they went up on the price of minimum wage, like they did, this can of chicken is going to jump. It's going to be another $2 or whatever. The value of all this stuff, the cost of all this stuff is going to rise. Workers' pay is going to rise. Okay, but technically you're still in poverty level because everything around you went up as well. Now, the problem is everybody's savings that they have been saving for 20 years just devalued. Let's say you got $30,000 worth, $30,000 in the bank. $30,000 currently, let's say that you could easily live a good 5 years off of just that. Let's just say you could, as an example. Now, since the price of everything else went up, but your savings didn't give you money to make your savings go up, you just cut your savings nearly in half. 2.5 years worth of money put back. Anyway, back at it. New data from the Bureau of Labor Statistics shows 5% increase in the month of May, the highest jump in 2008. Now guys, what they're talking about in this article is our restaurants and stuff. The meats went up from 100% to 200% in the same category. That's from our chicken, pork, brisket. All this stuff had a jump. Now, the major reason they had the jump was supply and demand. There was issues with that, with everything being shut down. But this also goes into the agenda of lab-grown meats, Impossible burgers, fake stuff. You know why they push this fake meat, this Impossible burger, these veggie burgers, all this stuff? It's not good for the environment. Look to see who actually has stocks and has ownerships of these companies. Go ahead and take a look. They're making power moves, they're making power plays with their own companies, forcing certain things on Americans. It has nothing to do with cow farts saving the world. Has nothing to do with any of that. You think these people actually give a damn about you and your family? If that was the case, why in the world do they drag their feet so far on this stimulus check when people were needing money after they shut down their jobs, shut down the whole country from something that did not kill as many people as they said it did? It was all a ruse. We were played. Now, many of us at the very beginning said we thought this thing was a biological engineered weapon. Look at it now. All these emails that are being leaked about Fauci. Look at all the information that's out there. We got played. Now we got to figure out why we are getting played. Get food put back. They will starve you out if they have to. America has the most firearms in civilians' hands than anyone else, any other country. They can't take us, but they can freaking starve you out. I guarantee you, if your family or your neighbors, let's put it that way, you're more awake on what's going on than your neighbors. If they starve out your neighbors, don't you think they're going to be turning you over? Yeah, I know this. He's got this, he's got that. That's exactly what's going to happen. Alright, so one of the things I want to point out, guys, our rice. We got another 20-pound bag of the Rico rice. This is a cup of rice, vacuum sealed with an oxygen absorber inside it. This is how we store our rice here at the house. Now, a serving size on rice is a 1/4 cup according to the packages, all right? I plan on eating more food during SHTF. I'm not going to starve myself to death. I need to have all the energy possible. That's why we up at a cup of rice. Alright, so this is for 2 people, wife and me. When we make dinner, we have a cup prepackaged. Another reason why we prepackage everything to a cup size is that if anything was to damage our preps, flood, we're in Florida, we get a lot of hurricanes, insects, whatever goes on, odds are we're going to only lose a few cups compared to a 20-pound bag of rice that's been poured in one giant Mylar bag or one giant vacuum seal bag and stuffed in a bucket somewhere. Chances are we'll lose the entire stock. Also, with this protection, this is also how we store our rice, our beans in survival buckets. The buckets that I've shown that we put in the ground, there is a video, a link up there on the cards, where we bury food. Now, we have to bury food for multiple reasons. One, we have limited space where we are. Okay, so we spread our food out. Another reason why we do it is for security. We don't want to have everything in one spot. I've lost a lot of my supplies and preps during a house fire when I lived in Oregon because everything was put in one spot. I spread everything out. If it ever comes down to food sorry about that, tongue-tied. Food confiscation. I don't want all my food in one spot. I want it spread out. I want it hidden. The reason why we bury food, guys, is because once you get below the frost line, you get a even temperature. It's like a root cellar. Okay, now I'm not taking a can of food and throwing it in the ground. We're putting this stuff in a vacuum sealed bags for our rice, our dry beans. All of our canned goods, any type of pasta is going in a vacuum sealed bag. Any of our canned goods, they're stacked inside. They're put into the survival bucket. We seal the lid. We wrap the entire bucket up with trash bags, and they get buried. Now, like I said, there is a video up there showing you the process of what we do, and we also did a video 4 months later when we pull these stocks out. We're not burying food for 20 years. This is still part of our rotational stock. Please check out those videos, guys. You're going to see what I'm talking about. Now, if you want to take some long-term food like Mountain House or Legacy, who we are affiliated with, yeah, you could bury that food for 20 years. This stuff here, you're not burying for 20 years. This is your normal rotational stock. Okay, moving on. This week we got pulled pork. We only got 2. Why'd you only get 2? Quite frankly, I'm on a budget myself. Actually, I'm probably the king of budgets. We've got Angus beef, the Wolf brand chili. I freaking love this stuff. I've shown this many times. We got 6 cans. Now, we got some beef ravioli here. Alright, we've shown this in the past, but this isn't ones that we bought. My wife, being the supporting woman that she is, talks about the channel with her friends. And apparently, somebody had bought a whole case of beef ravioli, and they didn't like beef ravioli apparently, so they gave us a case of 12. Yeah, it's freaking awesome. My wife said yes, my husband would love that. He's a prepper and eats like a 5-year-old. So there we go, beef ravioli. All right, we got, like I said, 20 pounds of rice. This is a long grain rice. It is white rice. The reason I get white rice, guys, is because that's what I eat. And white rice lasts much longer in storage compared to brown rice. Brown rice will turn rancid quicker. Now, it'll be years. It's not going to be like 4 months down the road. But white rice does last longer. Okay, moving on, we have chunk chicken breast. We got 6 cans of this. This is the Great Value Walmart brand. Now, chicken and rice. I mean, what can go wrong there? We get a lot of chicken, guys. Whole kernel corn, we got 6 cans. We get corn, green beans, potatoes. We get all kinds of different types of vegetables, but we got 6 cans of each. And we also got That Smart shells and cheese. The reason why we went with That Smart, my wife likes the brand because they're like something with rabbit rescues or something like that. But the price, we actually get a decent price. This right here we get from our local Piggly Wiggly store, not Walmart. And we do like the shell and cheese dinners, so we get those along with macaroni and other pastas. Alright guys, y'all take care. Please keep prepping. Hide your food. Spread it out. If you don't want to bury your food, or your frost level is like 5 feet down and you can't do it, I get it. Hide them in the walls. Hide them in the floorboards. I don't care. Get food put back. You will regret it if you don't. This is normal rotational stock. In other words, I eat this stuff. I will eat this can within 8 to 9 months, or whatever listing it is in my rotation. It's not going to go bad. This is food put back that no matter what, I've got 2 years supply of food that my family can eat while we're growing a garden, while we're hunting and fishing. We have food. All right, guys, y'all take care. Speak to y'all later.